Happy VA Wednesday. As many of you guys know, I spend a lot of time on Reddit. If you're one of my clients and you close, please post the pizza box and I want to shout out because I want to clap. Anyways, I was on Reddit recently and a veteran was asking about mortgage fraud. So we're going to be talking about that scenario today because I thought it was very interesting. But what I thought was most interesting was all the bad advice they were getting. So before we start, if you're new to the channel, my team's licensed in all 50 states. I've been the top VA purchase lender in America for the last 2 years. I want to do your loan. I do. Call us. We're here to help you plan. We're here to make sure you're getting a good deal. If you're working with another lender, call us, 786-933-2077. Okay, so what was the deal? So basically this guy does his post. He's like, hey, I'm in the middle of getting a loan and the lender asked for a budget letter and I gave them one and then they returned it to me and told me to sign it. But when I reviewed it, they had removed some of my expenses. This doesn't feel right to me. Is this mortgage fraud? Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's the clear answer. Yes. And we're going to talk about what people were saying and what to look out for. Look, if you fill out a budget letter, the underwriter is trying to determine if you can afford the house. If a loan officer is looking at that and then taking out stuff, it's probably because you can't afford the house and you wouldn't qualify unless they did that. That's fraud. If you sign that document, you are attesting that it is true and accurate. Even though the loan officer is the one that committed the fraud, the minute you sign a document that is not truthful and accurate, you are now a party to fraud. And also it's like, here's the thing, beyond the whole fraud component, you're getting set up for disaster. That's the thing. Like if a loan officer has to fudge your numbers in order for you to qualify, it's because you are buying a house that is too expensive for your budget. It's that simple. Now, I'm probably going to have some veterans that go, I didn't do a budget letter. Jen, like you didn't make me do one. Yeah, you don't generally have to do a budget letter. The only time we're really going to ask for a budget letter with VA is if we're doing a manual underwrite, which means generally you have some sort of rocky credit history or your debt to income's high. The computer doesn't like it, so we're doing a manual underwrite. I love manual underwrites. But if there's concern about payment shock, like if you're not paying rent right now and you have $0 in your bank and you're going to a $3,000 payment, yeah, they want a budget letter because they want to figure out like where is your money going? Have you thought about how you're going to go from paying nothing and saving nothing to suddenly having $3,000 to pay that mortgage every month? So, you know, yes, we would ask for it in certain cases on a VA manual underwrite. And yeah, you want to be honest, guys, because the key is, can you actually afford the house? Simple. Oh God. So this guy's getting all these responses where people are like, oh, okay, well, what'd they admit? And he's like, well, it was my wife's car payment. And they're like, oh, okay, that's okay, because you're not legally liable, you know, therefore it's okay if they admitted it. Okay, wait a second. Does your wife pay the car payment? No, I pay the car payment. It should be in your budget then. That's the thing. Budgets are different than, you know, because some of them are like, oh, well, it shouldn't be in your loan to value if your wife's not on the loan and you're not in a community property state, blah, 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 blah. Do you make the payment? Yes, I make the payment. It goes in your budget. It's that simple. So look, whenever you see people, especially if you're asking for advice online, like look at the people who are giving you advice. Because there were a couple people that were like, oh, a lender should never ask for that. That's not normal, blah, blah, blah. They're not loan officers. Or if they are loan officers, they're not loan officers that do VA manual underwrites. Then you had some, you know, fools in the comments that are like, oh yeah, VA is just so hard. Like you should do a different loan. They always want that. No, they don't. VA is easy. You're stupid. That's wrong. Right? So here's the deal. Should a lender ever change your numbers or fudge your numbers so you can qualify? No, it's fraud. It's fraud. Should you sign a document that you know is not accurate? No, it's fraud. Always be truthful and accurate. And if you're like, well, you know, I've talked to lenders before and I've told them my situation and then they've told me what they think and I think they're right. Like, here's the thing. Have I had conversations with people where I'm trying to figure out their job history and they're like, well, I worked here, then I worked here, then I worked here. You know, all specific questions like, why did you switch? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? to try to understand what that story is. Is that fraud? No, I'm asking questions, right? I'm not writing your letter, I'm asking questions. So in this case, what should the loan officer have done? Number one, never change the numbers. But number two, if they thought there was stuff on there that maybe the buyer didn't actually pay, they should have had a conversation and said, hey, do you pay your wife's car payment, or does she pay it? Hey, do you pay this? Or like, let's go through this budget. What's real? What's not? What can you cut? That was the right move. But the poster was right. It is mortgage fraud. So watch out there, guys. Questions, comments, if you're worried this is happening to you, you can always call us and be like, hey guys, the lender wants to do this. Is this fraud? 786-933-2077. Thanks for watching.